With 1 week until the midterms, President Trump urging voters to choose their own economic future carefully and sharing his insight on recent market volatility.
One thing that I think a lot of us are very concerned about is what's happening with the market this year. I know you've complained about the Fed before. How much is cheap credit globally as a part of this problem?
Well, remember this. President Obama had the worst recap that we've ever had since the Great Depression, okay, in terms of coming back. But he was dealing with zero money, zero interest money. We actually created value for money. So the people that have money in the bank and did it the way you're supposed to do it, they're actually getting interest on their money now.
Here now is Paul Aversano, Alvarez Marsal, Managing Director. Paul, it is great to have you on today because the thing that, companies and investors come to you to talk to them about the risk that's out there and quantify it and assess it and kind of tell them, what they're really taking on. How do you see all the different cross currents out there right now, and what are companies and investors saying to you in response?
Sure. Well, there certainly is a lot really going on. I mean, if you think about it, we have a president that came into office. He was obviously going to be very pro-business, very business-friendly, and he's acted on that. Tax reform, job creation, deregulation, and I think the economy rode a lot of that into 2017 and into 2018. But then as a result, you've had the Fed reacting to that. We've gotten a little bit over our skis with China and trade for now. And now the biggest thing that I think we're dealing with is uncertainty around the midterm elections. Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because the president himself trying to make that point. If you like the market, you want to elect me. That what the pause in the market is about is the fear that Democrats are going to come in and undo all the good I've done for business. What do you think of that statement? How much of that is true? What do you think?
I think it's true to a certain extent. I don't think it matters what political affiliation you're with. I think you have two factions, the Republicans and the Democrats, that obviously are very different ends of the spectrum. And I think the fear is the uncertainty that creates, or essentially the gridlock. As analysts are predicting, the Democrats are going to get control of the House, I think there's a real risk of gridlock and, President Trump not getting to continue his pro-business agenda.
Yeah. So what are you hearing from people out there as they're trying to do deals and as they're looking at the interest rate environment? I mean, what moves are they making as a result of all the uncertainty that's out there?
Well, from an M&A perspective, you have a tremendous amount of capital that's been raised and needs to be deployed in the private equity markets. And you also have corporations throughout the world, or at least the U.S., that are flush with cash as a result of tax reform. So from that perspective, purely M&A, they view a lot of this market volatility as an opportunity to put capital to work. Valuations up until recently have been at record highs, so this is really a buying opportunity.
Yeah, interesting, and we'll see what happens as a result of the election. I hope you'll come back after Tuesday and tell us how they're responding. Paul Aversano, thank you so much.
Thank you.